What's up, folks? Jay here, and I am in Canada right now, so the background looks a little weird. It's because I'm actually at my sister's house, but I just got back from a friend's place up north about an hour and a half, and we were at a Christmas party on the weekend, and this thing was a massive party. I found out it was going to be, ugly Christmas sweater type thing maybe 3 days early, so what did I do? I went to Amazon, ordered something Prime, and this is the craziness that I got. It is a cat in a Santa hat, hopefully you can see that, with a machine gun, riding a T-Rex, also with a Santa hat, and some laser beams, all set on a gaudy Christmas background here. I'll let you digest that. Just insane, just a mess of stuff going on here. But I actually won the ugly Christmas sweater portion of the evening, so for a last-minute gift, I hit the jackpot. And all I could think about this thing that I paid $50 for on Amazon was that, yes, it got me a win, but I can make this stuff. One thing I have not yet done on Etsy is create all over print shirts. So I thought I'd look on Etsy to see what kind of numbers we're looking at in terms of what's actually selling, if there's anything actually selling, and if there are any, how much money they're making and how many sales they're generating, and how easily we will be able to make this, if at all. So as usual, in this case, I'm going to be looking at Etsy here, and I'm going to be using E-Rank, and then I'm going to design something with Kittle, and then we're going to slap it on an all over print product that is very much like this. It's super thin, so it says sweater in the SEO when I was buying this one, but it's just a really light long sleeve poly shirt, which was nice because it wasn't too hot for an indoor event. So you can wear all these sweaters, but then you end up getting really, really warm inside somebody's house, right? Especially when it's, relatively crowded. So let's dive in here and see what we can find, what kind of search volume we're looking at, and when this is going to peak. So we know we're not going to waste any time here, right? All right, so if you remember from last time, we saved our trusty little shortcut here, which has the bestseller already marked. So it's already populated with the word shirt in there, and it's got bestseller already defaulted. So super simple to do. I'm just going to type in ugly Christmas and space, and it retains the bestseller here. So we're only going to see popular nows and bestsellers. And I just want to see what we're looking at here. So we've got popular now, looking at some of this, but I'm looking for something that might be an all over print. And I have a feeling we're going to find something. Maybe not. Look at this. Wonderful time of year. Pretty generic stuff too. Chickens, look at this, popular now. So lots of research here happening too. Actually, let's go back up a bit. I still like these muted 2-color tones. If you were privy to my trend report, the most recent one, things are still in the very much, this is like the fisherman aesthetic here when you're looking at the reds and the blues, or the two-tone. So that's something that you would have been aware with. You have big Nick energy, kind of funny. Litter's full. This is a funny take on the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's funny. From the windows to the walls, I'm about to deck these halls. A funny play on a rap song, right? Lots of stuff going on here, but we definitely do not want to do anything like this with a Grinch in it or with anybody's famous face on there. A lot of funny ones here. Nice take on the 6-7, just a monster hand. So, it could be literally anything without having actually written the word Grinch in the title at all. But using that font and the illusion here, to me, is a little too risky on that end. It's very much ripping off the Grinch kind of thing here. This is a nice take on the Christmas, like the 4-up imagery here. Pretty nice. And we got some all over print stuff here. Let's see if we can find anything else. I feel like this is super underserved on Etsy. So what now? Oh, Godzilla. Funny. Never gonna give Yule up. These are pretty funny. Group shirts are always gonna be good. Eating junk and watching rubbish. Yep, sounds about right for the holidays. And the Clairvoyant fam. Some of these are gold. So I'm not seeing what I was looking for here in terms of the all over print. There's some here. Not what I was looking for, so maybe we try. This could work. It looks knit, but it's just a print. This is what I'm talking about. Bestseller in 20 carts. Look at this thing here. So if we just click on this little trusty Chrome extension that is E-Rank here, you can see what we're looking at in terms of the ugly Christmas sweater search volume here. So you can see we've got a increase here. So as soon as June, we got 310 searches on Etsy, but as soon as July hits, that number explodes tenfold to 3,520 searches. And then August is pretty much the same. By September, there's 4,600 searches for this. And of course, it's not showing. It showed a dip in October. That's probably because everybody's looking at Halloween. But then November hits here. So end of October last year. So the nice thing about this graph, though, is that we can go back to last year, right? There was 12,740. And then by the end of November and December, we had 25,830. So almost 26,000 searches just in the month of November, and the same in December. So we know that this is going to pop off. It's middle of November right now, but this is how fast and easy we're going to be able to try and create one of these. I'm saying fast and easy, but you never know. It might be a little more difficult than I was thinking. But if we scroll down here, you can also click on the Google here, the Amazons, and the eBays of the world. But for all intents and purposes here, we're going to stick with our Etsy here. So you can see as soon as you click Google, Amazon, eBay, anything else, Google is through the roof. Right here, we can see 25,000. So let's go back to November here. So 25,830 on Etsy, 823,000 on Google, 52,000 on Amazon, and eBay 2,200. So Etsy is looking for half the amount of traffic that Amazon has. Etsy's got a massive, so at half the amount of the traffic that Amazon has, Etsy is still crushing it with just Christmas sweater designs here. This is an insane amount. So I'm just going to click on this guy here, and it looks like in 20 carts, and this is going to give us some data on just this listing here. So this listing, they've got an estimated 147 sales, and the estimated revenue over the last 30 days is $7,732. Like, how nice is this for having been from mid-October to mid-November now, and then assuming that, you know, we're going to explode these sales over November and December. This is something that's going to be going absolutely crazy, right? You're looking at maybe even close to 10 times the volume here, right? Based on our searches over here. So we had 12,000 in October, 25,000 in November. So double. So we're looking at double this, no problem. So 15 grand, 16,000 in November and December coming up month over month. And if we wanted to look at some tags here, you can of course come right down here and look at all your tags. And if you wanted to, in a nutshell here, you could just star these, or you could just copy all tags and paste them into your own Etsy tags. Obviously, make sure that, you know, you're using some that make sense for the listing and that they're not just random ones just because somebody had a bestseller on it. Make them relevant to yours. So in our case, you know, I would make sure there's a T-Rex there and a cat and, you know, lasers and guns and whatnot, right? In this case, we could look at listings here for the search word, and it'll give us a bit of a snapshot. So you can scroll to the top and you can see, right? So we've got this one, this one, this one, and this one, and you can see these in order here. So you got the estimated views, the estimated sales, and then we can look at their tags, the particular tags for every single search result on this page right now. We can see this all at a glance. So you can see tons of competition. I don't shy away from any of this stuff because this to me just absolutely validates that there's demand for this, and we can see that because some of these listings are not very old. Festive Goose on the Loose is a great take too. But cats, dinosaurs, funny Christmas, ugly Christmas. Look at this right up here, ugly sweater, Christmas sweater. These might have millions of competition in terms of search results because they're not really necessarily competition. This actually just shows the amount of listings on Etsy. Doesn't mean any of them are selling. If for them to be your competitors, they'd have to have the same imagery in the same kind of style and actually be selling. So what I care about here is this search volume. So you got Christmas shirt here looking at 13,000 monthly searches for the last 30 days. Ugly sweater, 1,000. Christmas sweater, 4,000. Christmas gift, of course. And then Christmas sweater at 9,000, right? So enough about Etsy and some of that data. So now that we know some serious search volume with this, let's get to the good part. So let's go over to Kittl now. So now we're in Kittl, and I'm just going to show you by clicking on my artboard here. We've got the default for all over print at 8,400 by 10,800 pixels. This is one of Kittl's presets based on the most popular print-on-demand providers. So what I'm going to do now is come down here to Kittl AI. When you're in here, you can choose a myriad of different AI generators. So you've got Flux, you got Seedream, you got ChatGPT, of course, you got DALL-E, you got a couple of Ideogram here, you got Nano Banana, of course. What I'm going to try is Seedream because it's refined artistic realism in 4K. So let's see what happens here. And this is the prompt I'm going to start with. So create a crazy Christmas scene with a cat wearing a Santa hat riding a giant shark. I don't want to do the exact same thing here. I want to do something different. The cat has a revolver as opposed to the big machine gun here. And the shark has laser beams coming from its eyes. And I'm just going to come over here and click Enhance Prompt. So now it says create a surreal Christmas scene featuring a cat wearing a Santa hat, confidently brandishing a revolver while riding a giant shark. The shark should have laser beams emitting intensely from its eyes, set against a chaotic, festive backdrop with exaggerated Christmas decorations and vibrant dynamic lighting. Ensure the overall composition is high quality with sharp focus and professional rendering. It's like it literally is taking what I've got here with that gaudy Christmas background, and it already knew to add all of that in there. So we're just going to generate image and see what happens. And this thing is epic. It's got explosions. It's got this swirling of some kind of water looking thing. We've got our Christmas balls here. We've got some gifts, explosions. And it literally did everything I said. It's got laser beams coming from the shark's eyes, and it's got tinsel on the cat. I'm going to go back to this, though. I'll just click Enhance one more time. See what it does now. Surreal, high-quality Christmas scene featuring a cat wearing a Santa hat, confidently brandishing a revolver while riding a giant shark. So I edited this a little bit. So I changed this a little bit, and I said, with an insane amount of exaggerated Christmas decorations, I want to absolutely fill this space here. You can see we've got a countdown timer here, so generating. And this is not quite coming from the shark's eyes. So let's just go back. Shark has, I'm just going to put has. Shark, let's go with shoots. I feel like sometimes these enhanced prompts need to be broken up. So I'll put a period in there and kind of play around with this a little bit. Yeah. See what happens. So we're still using Seedream here. We'll see what happens. So now we've got 30-second countdown. So this is still 1,000 times faster than ChatGPT has ever been. But we can also try that one too, because we've got an endless amount here pretty much of AI within Kittle to leverage and see what we can come up with. This is crazy. Snowflakes on the shark. I can't get the laser beams coming out of its eyes. So you know what else we can do now? I'm going to delete these. We're going to go out here. We're going to make you fill this here. And I'm going to click on the artboard. I'm going to create a smartboard. And I'm going to say, coming out of its eyes instead of out of its mouth. And I will say, fill the entire artboard. And we'll see what happens. Generate image. So I'm generating 2 here. And the nice thing is you can generate a few at a time. So you can see the various countdowns. You got 26 seconds here and 27 here. And then, oh, there we go. Coming from the eyeballs. This one looks awesome. We've got 15 more seconds on this one. Look at this thing. Kind of like the background on this one a little more. Let's try ChatGPT. We'll do a bit of a run on all of these. So ChatGPT has the highest countdown timer. It started at 59 seconds. So this definitely adhered to the prompt, but it doesn't look realistic. So I'm going to try this one again. Let's say realistic. And we're going to change here to 9:16. Generate image. And we'll do this a few more times and we'll see what kind of results we get. All right, so I tried my favorites here, and this was Seedreams. This was ChatGPT's, and no matter what I tried to do, it wouldn't give me a photorealistic kind of version of this, no matter what. And then, of course, I had to try Nano Banana here, which is Google's Gemini, and this absolutely nailed it. You know, they're coming from where the eyes would be. You got a cat up here. It's got a smoking gun. It's got gingerbread people in a bubble. It's got crazy Christmas trees. You got people floating. It's absolutely chaotic. Like, look at this shark. It's a giant mess, and I love every second of it. It looks like it's like an underwater abyss, but at the same time, you've got mountains and gifts everywhere. It just has so much depth that I think it's even better than what I'm wearing right now. So what we're going to do here is bring this over top of here. We're going to increase the size. I'm holding Option so that it expands evenly. Otherwise, if I just click this, it would just pull that way. So if you got something kind of, squared up here, you can just do this and it'll open it up the whole way. And I'm actually going to come down here and click on Upscale. So we're going to upscale this here. We should see a bit better. There we go. See how fast that worked? and the definition we got now. So I just backed this out so you can see the cat's face here if I make this the same size. So you've got some graininess happening here, but if we look at this one, it's so much more clear. So the upscaler works beautifully in here. So now we're just going to edit this artboard here to make it fit our design. So we don't have any empty space. And all we have to do now, because it's already at the right kind of size that we need to do for Printify here, is just come over here to download. We've got our dimensions. It's at 300 DPI. We're going to keep it as a PNG. We don't have to worry about removing the background. Always click optimize quality, because why would you not want to? I'm not sure how much more optimized it can get than that, but I always click it anyway. And then we'll just download. And then we're going to come over to Printify and drag and drop it and see how it looks. All right, so here we are in Printify, and I'm showing ship from the USA so we can make sure that we can get to our US-based customers in time, because, again, if we looked at the stats in Etsy here, you can see that of all of these searches, the majority here, 70%, is coming from the United States. You can see that there, and then Canada with a obvious second place here because North America is huge, but, you know, still at 16%. So you'd be able to sell to Canada as well. E-Rank Chrome extension. So looking at this now, it's all in USD. You can see for Miami sublimation, you can just kind of hover over here and check this out, but the quality is 9.6, production speed is 10, samples and shipping are 9.5. So their average production time has been 3.8 days, which is plenty. It's about a week, you know, so 3.8 days, it's under a week still, plenty of time to get this stuff to your customer quickly. And if we look at the shipping here, you can see standard shipping in the United States is 2 to 5 days. From my experience, it's been 3 to 4. From my experience, it's been about 3 days now for everything running through the States so far. But again, it's still only middle of November. So this could, you know, slow down a little bit, but I don't think you'll see it take more than a week anytime soon. Now let's come over here to start designing. And then we can go to take our laser cat and just drop it on top. So we've got our front side here, back side, right sleeve, left sleeve, collar, and view all areas. So we can kind of piece this together and then get a kind of overall view of how it's going to look. So here we are now. We've got a front side. So this is the area that we want to be within here. So I'm just going to move this down a little so we get the cat. So we can get the cat right at the bottom of the collar here. We've got our laser shark here. I think that looks pretty sweet. Just make sure we're covering the dotted lines on the artwork here. Backside, let's go right sleeve. Now let's go back to our library and add it again. Click on it. Left sleeve, same thing. Got our collar. Click on this anywhere. Doesn't really matter. I think if we had Christmas looking collar, it would be cool enough. So you can just kind of shape it in here. You can see now we've got like Christmas gifts here and a stuffed animal on the edge. And then we can go to view all areas and see what we're looking at. So we've got our sleeves going to match up here. If you wanted now, so we can go right sleeve and left sleeve. So if we're looking at the front, the right sleeve is this upside down Christmas tree over here. So I'll go to the right sleeve and we can move this over a little bit so it fits a little more naturally. So we'll have the tail end of the shark, right? And then the back side, left sleeve, we can move this over a bit so it's got more of the shark and tree in there. And we can look at our view areas here. So we definitely want to get the backside too. So let's go one more time. And why not just have the whole thing doubled up here again, right? So I'm just going to actually make you fill the entire area here. So this looks awesome. I'll move it down a bit more so we have a good view of it. So we got the shark, the laser beams, the cat kind of dead center in the back as well. This is going to look amazing. Then you can come over here to preview and see what it's actually going to look like. So I missed the top of the shoulders here. So let's go back to edit. So we can go on the front side, move you up and go preview again. And this looks amazing. This is insane. I love it. I love every minute. Look at this thing. And I'm seeing a little bit of white parts here on the collar and on the shoulders. So let's go back and edit this. So we've got the right sleeve. We want to actually fill the entire box here, it looks like. So our pertinents are definitely within our dotted line here. This looks awesome. I'm going to order this and we're going to see what it looks like. So I want to make sure we fill these here. We got our gifts here. Great. Let's go preview. Oh yeah, this is insane. This is absolutely phenomenal. Look at this thing. Who wouldn't buy this? I know I would. So we got our back where it looks like we didn't get it right up to the top. So you just got to always make sure we do that. So I'll go to backside here. Oh yeah, there you go. Because I made it too small. And then we can click on preview. And we should be able to see the whole cat on the back. I think it'll look awesome. So there's the front and there's the back. This thing is absolutely amazing. I love how it's got the gifts at the bottom too. It just kind of caps it off, right? It looks awesome. All you would do now is come down here to save product. You can choose one or the other, but you can always just leave that as select all. Click save selection there. You can also upload your own mockups if you wanted to make some. You can use Place It, for example, and drag and drop your artwork on some all over print stuff there, and you'll be able to see what it would look like as well. And then we would title it. You can add your own description here, and you can publish to your Etsy shop. And again, you can use eRank to copy and paste your tags there very easily. What I like to do though is I would title this UC for Ugly Christmas and maybe 001 or 002 or 003. This is what I would call my art as well to would match each other. And I would save it as a draft. And then I would just have my mockups on Etsy. And then I find it faster and easier to do if an order comes in. You can just select your artwork, drag and drop, and create your product one time as you go. Instead of having to create everything, go through everything here, and then push to Etsy and then edit all of the pertinence on the Etsy side when you're going to have to kind of do any of that anyway. Add your own mockups, create some, move some mockups around anyway. But absolutely your choice. And I would just save that as draft. And now you can see that I've got my product here unpublished so that I can just attach it to an order when an order comes in, and Bob's your uncle that way. Super simple to do. Or again, you can go back in here and push this to Etsy if you really wanted to. But I like to have my orders come in the other orders tab so that I can use multiple print providers from within Printify here in case one happens to get delayed during the Christmas rush or production slows down, or maybe they run out of a certain size. Then at least I can use a backup printer in Printify to fulfill those orders if I don't have any products in Printify attached or pushed to my Etsy shop. That took literal minutes, a couple of iterations. I think I spent maybe 6 or 7 minutes generating AI designs, only 3 of which I think turned out good enough to use. I didn't like the ChatGPT one at the end, but Nano Banana just came in clutch as usual, right? So if this is fun and you actually gain something from this, please give me a like and subscribe down below. It means the world to me. It costs you nothing to subscribe. It's not a paid subscription on YouTube. It just tells the algorithm to continue to show my videos so that hopefully I'll be able to continue to do this. I do have coupons, of course, for Printify Premium down below where you can save a ton of money. And if you haven't already checked that out, you can check our design duel that Juna and I are doing. I'll leave that somewhere over here, probably. You can go see that playlist where we go head to head with random topics and aesthetics and design something off the top of the cuff, right off the top of the dome. So a lot of fun to do with that one. And also make sure you check out eRank. It's super simple to use. When it's a Chrome extension, you don't have to leave Etsy right all in there, and it just takes the guesswork out of everything. You can see at a glance how many searches are happening, and if it's not into a November, December like this one was, for example, yet, you can use the historical data and at least get yourself set up, in the right way. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.